Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day today. I wanted to do some comparison videos on the summer collections. I have the Olive in June, Orly, Zoya, and Maniology. And I have these little guys, they were on the swatching wheel. I was no longer going to use them, so I decided to break them up because it was in a circular type of wheel, and it was really hard for me to use that way. And then I upgraded to the swatch sticks, and I didn't want to throw them out just because. So what I ended up doing was I ended up breaking the little swatch wheel and putting them in here, and then I use them when I'm practicing nail art or trying to swatch something really quick. And so they get to be used. I do not like to waste anything. If I don't like it, I just won't purchase it until I'm done with it, or I use it for something else, anything really. I do like these because once I broke them off, they're like the perfect size to just very quickly do some swatches or nail art. So there's, in this collection, there's 7. This one in the Maniology collection, there is 6. In the Zoya 6, and the Orly 6. And just by looking at them in real life, the Maniology is a lot more pigmented, but I also think that has to do because they do a lot of stamping polishes. So I have a feeling that's going to be like a thicker formula, although some of these look vibrant once they dry. Depending on how they dry, they do change a little bit, but we will find out. The Zoya looks bright, but it has like white undertone. And as for the Olive in June, I feel like it has a lot more white pigment in it. It's still vibrant, it's still neon, but a lot less subtle. So if we're going highest to lowest, I'm coming to the Orly, and as you can see, like comparisons to the orange, Zoya does not have a yellow and Orly does not. So I'm gonna do the oranges because I can compare them. Olive and June and Maniology are the only ones that have a yellow in this collection. So these are the 4 here, and on camera they look a little bit washed out. I think it's because of the lighting, but even then on camera it's, yeah, looks pretty washed out. But from rating, Maniology's brightest from them all. When I look at these two, this one has a little bit more white pigment in it than this one here. So I'm excited to compare. Again, nail polish does change once it's dried. So only because you see it on the bottle a certain color does not mean it's going to be that color. You see the true color when it dries. So we're going to start with a green, and Orly has like 2 greens, sorta. This is more of a brighter green. This is more like a yellow green. And we're going to compare, I think I'm going to compare all these 5. It would only be fair because if you notice, you'll notice a pattern on some collections. You have sort of like, for example, Olive in June has a darker pink and a lighter pink, and Zoya, same thing, lighter pink, darker pink. This one I think is leaning towards like magenta, like a magenta color. And if we go to the Orly, you have like an orchid color and a purple. So the other 2, like the yellowish orange and like a coral orange or some type of orange. So we're gonna go ahead and do Olive in June first, and we'll be able to see the pigmentation on the first coat. The good thing is the brush covers this really well. That's the first coat. And we'll move on to the Maniology. And I did give them a quick shake, so they have a lot of bubbles. Sorry about that, but that's okay. We're just doing comparisons. This one's gonna be more translucent, I feel like, because again, this has like more white undertone and this has more of the pigment and the base. Very beautiful, both of them. And let's move on to the Zoya. I feel like this has, again, a white base versus like the base, like the clear base. But that's just me looking at these. And it is very insane to think that these are all like neon colors yet so different. So you can see like more of a yellow undertone. This is like more of a green. So well, no, I mean, it looks like a yellow, but it is not a yellow. It's like a lime green. This is more like green. And this one here is of a more of a wider, yeah, a wider lime green, more translucent, more white pigmented. And they sort of dry like a matte finish. And the last one here, although like I said, I'm gonna swatch this one here just because it's, although I think, to be fair, you know what, this is what you would consider yellow, so maybe I should leave this one for last, or when we're doing the yellows, really. So we'll leave that one and we can compare it with the yellows, even though it is like a lime green. Yeah, you know what, we'll go ahead and do it because it is more of a green pigment than a yellow, but it does have a lot more yellow. So we'll go ahead and do it just to compare. Honestly, when you apply it, it looks more like a yellow than a neon green. It's one of those colors, like, depending on the light, the skin tone. We'll just leave it there. It's already been applied. And we will do this one here and see. So when you compare them, it's gonna look more leaning towards more the yellow than the green. And we're gonna, this is a beautiful green. This would be perfect for like St. Patrick's Day. So pretty, so vibrant. This is why you can never have enough polishes, because they're just all so different. So comparing them side to side, this is a like a neon green yellow, but if you were to compare it to the yellows, which we will do, you will see the difference. So they're so pretty though. And we're going to continue with the blues, and we will make our way over. This is the Maniology blue. We will do a second coat on the second round. That way they can fully cure. And then when you're applying the wet over the dry, you could slightly see a difference in the pigmentation. And hopefully in camera I can capture that, but we'll see. As long as I get in frame, right? This is a nice blue. It does still have that pop of blue. And with Orly, I'm going to skip just because this is purple, like an orchid, purpley pinkish undertone. So we'll skip that one. We're going to jump to Zoya. Ooh, I'm seeing them dry, and they're drying very even. There's some that are rough patches, but I will show you. And again, the blue is so pretty. Again, it's similar to the Olive and June, but not quite. So we'll set that down. And let's jump to, well, let's do a quick comparison with these. This one here is the Maniology. It's more pigmented. This one is the Olive and June. I feel like this is more like a sky bright blue. And then, of course, this is the Zoya. It is still wet. Once they start drying like a matte finish. So you can see the difference in the lighting. So let's set that to the side or back in its place. And let's move on to the purples. Once again, the Maniology one off the bat is very pigmented. But once you get it on the fake nail or the swatch nail, it gets a little bit translucent. I'm sure if you can get the right amount, it would be a lot better. But for this purpose, I'm doing it how I would do my natural nails when I'm painting them. I do thin coats. It allows it to dry, and it allows to dry on the surface of the nail like your base coat. So when you do the second coat, it gives it a much better application and not as patchy. This is going to be the Olive and June. I really like the brushes on all of them, so I have no complaints on the brushes. And for this one, I'm going to do both. This is leaning towards more of a pink. Again, it looks a little bit lilac, and this is more of a purple, but it has like a blue in it. As you can see, we'll apply it, we'll compare and see the difference between them. Hopefully I'm not out of the angle. And we're gonna go ahead and do the next one. Beautiful. Now the Zoya. I should probably be saying the names, but I'll leave them in the section below and you guys can take a look at it. I just really want to show the comparisons on these. So pretty. Seriously, the Orly ones are drying more pigmented once they dry. The Olive and June, they're a little bit translucent, and the Maniology are pigmented, translucent, again, once you get the second coat. But I feel like these right here are just drying beautifully with one coat. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the pinks. I'm going to skip this one in the Orly because this is leaning towards the orange, and I'll do these two together just because this is towards, like, again, this is like between pink, purple, and this is between like coral orangey, which is an orange color, and this one is like a tangerine, I would say. Yeah, so we'll do comparisons on those two together, and we'll do the pinks right now. So let's get Maniology. It does sadden me that there's no red, really. Usually when I think of neons, I want to think of like a red. But honestly, has there been a neon red? I'll have to look into that. Not disappointing at all. Very nicely applied. And we're gonna do both of the Olive and June. One is darker, the other one's lighter. I think, in my opinion, I don't know, I could be wrong, that the pinks are like replacing the reds. So who knows? I could be wrong. You guys can leave me a comment section on the bottom if there is such a thing as a neon red. Probably not, but I don't know. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous pink. Put that there. I don't think I did the comparisons on the purple, but again, I'm not going... I think we'll look at the bigger picture once they have their second coat and they're fully dry. We'll be able to see it a lot better. So this is like a Barbie pink, I feel like. This one reminds me a little bit of another Zoya polish that I do not remember which one it is. I'll probably have to look into that, but it's gorgeous. Scoot that little guy over there. And let's do the Zoya again. a similar situation here. 2, 1 light pink, a darker pink. Same thing here. So again, this is darker than that one, and this is more pigment, has a lot less white. I feel like this one has more white in the polish than this one here. So let's do these really quick. Gotta remember to stay within frame. Much better. And let's try the next pink. Hello, husband. How can I help you? Oh, too shy? Okay, the darker pink. And again, this one, oh, is there a little fuzzy in there? There we go. Is more vibrant than the other one, is more a little bit softer. Let's take a look. Oops, still wet. And compare. I'm trying to move them side to side. Beautiful. And let's move on to the oranges. This is the Maniology. Again, I'm going to test this out. Well, you guys get the picture. And let's paint. It's very pigmented. I feel like on your natural nail you could probably get it like in one coat. Again, I do thin coats. That's just a personal preference. Olive and June. This one is more white base. And let's move on to Orly. We're going to do both. This is a orange. It reminds me of a coral in the bottle. Once it dries, I'll probably change. And this one is leaning towards like the yellow orange, more yellow, less red, that kind of thing. What's so pretty? It's very vibrant. Seriously, I don't know what, or like, these on the nails would be a one coater if you apply it thick, not too thick, not too thin, right in the middle. Especially if you have short nails like I do. Now long nails, that's a different story. And let's do this one here. Very pretty. Zoya would be the last one. We finished with the Orly. We still have 2 more yellows in the Maniology and Olive and June. This is the Zoya. And last but not least, for now, applying all of the colors onto these swatches, the 2 yellows. We're going to do Maniology first. And I do have a discount code for the Maniology collection. It is Robin Chick, and you get 10% off your purchase, which isn't bad. So go check them out. It's maniology.com. And the other ones would be oliveandjune.com, zoya.com, and orly.com. I do not have discount codes for those. Sorry. And as you can see in the bottle and the nail, it looks close. Again, the colors will vary once they're dried. So we still have to apply a second coat on all of them. And if you fell asleep, I am very sorry. But if you're awake, thank you so much for watching. This reminds me of a banana color. You know, when they're first freshly picked and they're like vibrant, yellow, nice. That's what it reminds me of. Okay. What I do like about the Olive and June, the cap comes off. I do have a nail polish shaker, so if I need to shake it, I can place it in the nail polish shaker without any problem. So there we go. And as you can see, hopefully I have all of them in the screen. We're going to apply the second coat. So I think what I'm going to do is just go through all of them of the brand, take them out of the shot, these, because I won't need them. And I will set them to the side so I don't get them confused. We're going to do the second coat of Orly. And this is the yellow green, like vibrant, almost highlighter lime green. That's the second coat. And for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna do 2 coats, make it even all of them, see how they cover on the second coat. I'll let you know if they need a 3rd coat on these swatches. So I shall let you know. For the second coat, trying to give myself a little bit of space there so I'm not dropping them and having them stuck to each other. nerve-wracking. I'm like, oof, do not get stuck to each other. Seriously, Orly, amazing, amazing pigmentation on the second coat. And very vibrant. Like you guys just saw, there's no white underneath. And it is very self-leveling, which is really nice. Gorgeous. And let's move on to the Olive and June. So I still see a little bit of streakiness while I'm applying it, but again, once it dries, it could be a different story. And purple. They are, what I can see, they are self-leveling as well, which is really good. So beautiful. This, I love purple. Purple is my favorite color. I know I already mentioned that. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but FYI, it is my favorite color. But my birthday is in September, so it's like the sapphire, so, but it's okay. I love purple. Oh no, timber. Okay, we're okay. It's dried, so it didn't. Oop, oop, too close. And there we go. And the lighter shade of pink. Wow, we're already 34 minutes into this. Okay, the next second coat. And once again, Zoya does not disappoint. I mean, Zoya, my goodness. Olive and June. They do not disappoint. So it is a little bit streaky as I can see, but again, we'll wait till it dries. It is self-leveling, that is good. And the good thing is they tend to dry because they are neon colors. They're drying pretty fast and a matte finish. And now we are starting with the Maniology collection. And what I like to do is I lift and I remove the excess from one side, center, side to side, because I feel like You get enough on the wand. Okay. The blue. Just slide that guy right in there. I really like this purple. It's leaning towards, I think it has more red in it. You know, because blue and red make purple, and I feel like it has a little bit more of the pigmentation of a red. I could be wrong, you know, but it's more towards. And our pink. Gorgeous. Seriously, like, they're so pretty. It's so hard to be like, oh, this one, no, that one. Because they all are vibrant. They are neon. Just different bases make a big difference in the color. Got some polish on my hands, that's okay. The yellow. Excuse me, I'm a bit parched. Okay, and last but not least, now we are on to the Zoya. Okay, let's do this. I just want to make it fair and even with all of them. So. I'm just amazed as how the technology in nail polish has advanced, because none of these have white underneath. And I remember back in the day, you always had to wear white to make the polishes stand out more. It was a nightmare, but hey. I feel like it's a little patchy. What I'm going to do is just apply another coat over it, even though it's wet. I'm going to lightly brush it over. It will probably self level and dry evenly once it dries. There we go. Yay! Second coat is done. So we have the Zoya, Maniology. They're still within frame, we're good. Olive in June. That's slightly there. And the Orly. And so we're gonna grab the green ones right here. Oop. Let's give them some space. Let's see if I can do this. You know what? We'll do this. That way we know where we grabbed them from. So just looking at these, I feel like the Orly and the Maniology one may look similar in camera. They are not. This one is more, let me see. This one has more yellow in it. And I feel like this one has more blue in it. So, I mean, those are, you know, the most comparable ones to one another. I don't know if the camera is doing justice here. I wonder, focus, is it focusing? So there is a slight difference. And the ones that are similar to each other, this would be the Olive in June, Zoya, and this is the Orly. So the Olive in June has more of a wider tint base to it. This one would have more of the base, and this one is like again like a yellow greenish color, but they are all different. So this one I'm gonna put back, comparable to each other, close to them but not quite. There is a slightly difference, is the Olive in June and the Zoya, but the Olive in June has more white base in it than this one here. They do look similar when they're dried, but I promise you they are not the same. I don't think the camera is doing justice. I have too much lighting in here. Let's turn off the, can you see a lot better? I don't think that helped either. Let's put this down. Keep the light, but put these down a little bit. I don't know. And let's move on with the purples. So Maniology. That one is our Olive in June. Our Zoya. And I feel like I'm going to leave this sort of lilac of Orly towards the pinks. And you can tell the difference. So this one obviously is a lot different than the other three. It's more blue blurple. So we'll put that one back. And this one gives like a sort of like a jelly formula color. So this is more of a darker purple, even though you cannot tell the difference on these three. I promise you this one is very different than these two. So I'm going to compare these two and see the difference on those. So once again, this is the Maniology. It is more pigmented. I feel like it gives off more of I don't know, like a low key, no. Yeah, it's more pigmented again. This is more of a white base. This is the Olive in June, and this is more of the pigment base. When I say pigment, I'm speaking of that clear translucent base that they start off with before they mix in the pigments, the color, and other ingredients into, when I say other ingredients, I mean like other pigments to make the color. So this is a softer purple, more white base, and this is more of a, has more of clear in it. Okay, so go ahead and put that back. And again, they're all different. So funny. Okay, so Maniology, Olive in June, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one as well there, Olive in June, Zoya, Zoya, and again, the one that doesn't really belong with the purples and does not belong with the pinks is the Orly. It's like pink, purple, like in a between shade. So we'll put that one back. And so these two are the Olive in June, and these two are the Zoya. Now, physically looking at them in camera, I don't know if they're translating. Let me see, can I zoom in here a little bit? There we go, a little bit, just a tad bit. Okay, I'll probably zoom in a little bit more. There we go, much better. Okay, so this right here is more of a vibrant, hot pink. And the closest to that one is gonna be the Olive in June. Again, more white base, clear base. Okay. And this is gonna be a softer pink. I think this is gonna have more of a white base, and this one's gonna have more of that like clear base. And looking into comparison to both of these three, I don't know if you can see the difference there. This is more of a hot pink, I think it's leaning towards, and I think it would be the closest to the Olive in June, and not even, because this has more pink in it, and this is more of a softer neon pink. Okay, so basically in this video I have found out that none of them are the same. They are similar towards the same family color, but the base in them makes a big difference of how they come out at the end of the day. So we already did the pink, so we're gonna go with the, before I lose my train of thought, the oranges, Maniology, Olive in June, Zoya, and I'll be doing the last two of Orly. So off the bat, I don't want to compare this one here because this Orly is more of a softer sherbet. No, I think, is it a sherbet? Sherbet? I think sherbet. I don't know. Let's see, sherbet. When I think of sherbet, I think more of orange yellow, and this is not an orange yellow. This is more like leaning towards the coral family. So we're gonna leave that one out. It has more, I feel like, in my opinion, more of a coral color. So we'll leave that one out because it's definitely the least of them all that looks close to the same. This one right here is a lot more orangey, more white. I feel like it has more white base, which is crazy because you would think that it would be along with the olive and June, but you know, Orly makes beautiful colors. You know, they never disappoint. So yeah. So let's put that one back. Now, this one right here is the Zoya, and this one right here is the Olive and June. So while I do say that this has more of a yellow undertone versus more of the red, this one is the same in the sense that it has more of a white base versus the pigment. But again, this has more yellow in it. So, and this one is by far the most, what you would consider neon to me, which is the Maniology. Let's not get them confused. Okay, and these two are the Olive and June and the Zoya. And the Zoya tends to have like that jelly-like finish. So that's how I know I'm not confusing these, because I'm a little like worried that I'm getting them confused because they're both on the black base. But this is more pigmented, like the base is more has more of a white pigment in it, and this is more like a jelly. So you know which who goes to who. Yay. So we did not get them confused. We didn't sort them out in the wrong family. So to me, the ones that look most of a neon color is gonna be the Maniology. I feel like they're more vibrant, and I think that has to do again more with that they do a lot of stamping polishes. So I feel like they are more of a pop. But again, these are more subtle. The Olive and June, but they're still neon because they still pop, and they're perfect. Oops, let's not get you tangled up. They are perfect for summer. I'm trying to get them within frame here, and not doing a very good job. Oops. Oh my goodness, they are not straight, but okay, I'll get over it. Orly right over here. Let me know which one's your favorite collection. If you stayed the whole, we're going almost in an hour video. And again, the Zoya is more like a jelly. Oops. There we go. More of a jelly undertone base. So I really like that. They're all different, similar, but very different on their own. Olive and June has 7, Maniology has 6, Zoya has 6, and Orly has 6. These are, the last time I checked, they are all available on the website. So if you have any, let me move this a little bit more over here. Much better? No. Here we go. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave them on the comment section below. And if you want to know the names, I will put them in the description box. That's less of me talking, more of having on the video and not boring you if you made it through. Well, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed night, and I hope you enjoyed this comparison. I tried my very best with what I have. I'm gonna get the light situation, you know, let's turn this off and see if we get anything better. There you go, on a darker lighting. That way you can see the difference on the colors. Well, that's a wrap. Yay, if you made it through. And if you didn't, I'm so sorry. But you guys take care. Goodbye.